Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Jasper High School Baseball here on 18 WJTS. Tonight, the Wildcats entertain the Bloomington South Panthers here at Gutgsell Field. Cats 3-0 on the season after beating Shakamak 2-1 out here Friday night at Gutgsell Field. Wildcats in a tight game with the Lakers in that contest to, again, start the season unbeaten. The Wildcats will go with Jack Levin on the mound tonight. He pitched in the opener back on March 30th against Boonville. Levin went 3 innings in that one. He will be opposed by Bloomington South's Connor Couch this evening here at Gutgsell Field. We'll take a break. We'll come back and have the first pitch right after this on 18 WJTS Sports. Welcome back to Gutgsell Field. Jack Levin gets on the mound, getting ready to throw tonight to Bloomington South. Again, Levin pitched in the opener in that 11-2 win over Boonville. Back on March 30th, Jack, 3 innings, no hits, no runs, struck out 4, did not walk a batter. He's back tonight by Jack Gudorf in left, Kipton Kleesner in center, Kyson Doby in right, Jet Springer, Max Butel, Drake Hagan, and Connor Perkins, the infield third to first. Caden Schmidt behind the plate for the Wildcats against the Bloomington South Panthers. A chilly night here at Gutgsell Field, but a sun-splashed early evening. Jasper on the road on Thursday night, taking on the Floyd Central Highlanders before going to Northeast DuBois on Friday to face the Jeeps. Reed Walker, the shortstop, will lead things off for Bloomington South under the leadership of veteran head coach Phil Klusner. The Cats in Bloomington South have been playing a long time, going back to the Winslow Park days, and now on the on-campus field at Bloomington South where they have a nice turf field. Wind blowing out towards right center field a touch here today. The Panthers in the traveling gray with the purple hats and helmets. The Cats in their white pinstripe uniforms with black caps. Reed Walker gets in, and we are about ready to start here at Gutgsell Field. The first pitch of the game is a strike at the knees. Paul Arvin behind the plate, and Pace Jenkins out on the bases, our friends in blue. Levin works out of the full windup, throws this one into the dirt, or the turf, if you will, and it's 1-1. Springer at third off the line, about a step behind the bag at third base. Play the hitter straight away in the outfield. The next pitch sails low. 2-1. That Shakamak game on Friday night, a tight one, 2-1 out here in favor of the Cats. Saturday's game with Greencastle washed out, a horrible weather day on Saturday. Swing and a miss there by Walker, with Sir Dam, the second baseman, waiting on deck. Levin with a 2-2 count to Walker. Gets the sign from Schmidt and cuts it loose. Line drive right at Springer, and he takes care of it, 1 away. Ball hit hard, but right at Jet Springer. 1 up, 1 gone for Max Surdam, the Bloomington South second baseman. Surdam in the 2-hole, up on the plate from the right side. Jack Levin peeks over the top of the glove and cuts it loose. Bumps it in for a strike. It's 0-1. Levin, wind and fire. This one backs him off the plate a bit, and it's 1-1. Play him slightly to pull in the outfield. Levin throws the next pitch. Tap foul at the plate. Temperatures will be warmer at Floyd Central on Thursday night. No rain this weekend, or this week, as far as the games are concerned, it looks like. Levin 1-2 to Sedan. Looks in, fires a pitch. Pop foul out of play. 1-2 and holding to the two-hole hitter for Bloomington South. Arnett, the first baseman, waits on deck. Panthers usually have a good team coming in here, or when the Cats go to Bloomington, the 1-2 pitch. Fastball sails outside. And the count evens up at 2-2. Jack Gutgsell out in left, battling that sun. The left fielders will do that here at this time of day. Levin works on the third base side of the rubber in agreement with his catcher. Schmidt throws the next pitch. Line drive foul into the Panther bullpen down the left field side. Bloomington South in the third base dugout. Cats in their familiar first base dwelling. 2-2 the count to Sir Dam here. Levin kicks and deals. Breaking ball misses. Barely on the outside portion. And we'll have a 3-2 count now. One man gone, nobody on base here for Bloomington South. Jack looks in, pumps the payoff pitch. Caught on and missed, he got it. One away here for the Panthers. Or two away for the Panthers, I should say. First strikeout for Jack. Two away for Arnett, the first baseman. Left-handed hitter, battling the lefty. Pops it back into right. In comes Dobie, and he'll make the catch for the third out of the inning. A 3-up, 3-down frame for Levin, and the Wildcat defense will head to the home first. No score, Cats and Panthers. We're back with more after this on 18 WJTS. Back at the ballpark as Connor Couch climbs the hill. He'll face Jack Levin to lead things off for the Wildcats. No score, bottom of the first inning. This one slashed into left field. First pitch hitting is Levin, and he traces it into left field for a base hit. There will be no Bloomington South no-hitter tonight. Jumped on the very first pitch and rifled it into left field. Here comes Drake Hagan, who is 3 for 6 on the season. The Cats hit at .246 coming into the game here this evening. Runner at first, they hold against him. Hagan takes this one outside, 1-0. Cats only 5 hits against Shakamak on Friday night. Laker pitcher went the distance. Throw over, back with the dive is Levin. Connor Perkins on deck, 1, 2, and 3 in the Wildcat order here. Couch throws it, ball chopped wide the bag. Third base side foul. Connor Couch down there, out there on the hill with no sleeves on a 55-degree day here at Alvin C. Rooksor Field. Big gap in right center field for the Wildcats second baseman. Again, Arnett holds the runner on at first. He throws over Levin, back with the dive. South defensively with Ascui in left, Winstead in center, Paulio in right, held Walker, Sir Dam and Arnett in the infield, McCammon behind the plate. This one fouled away. And it's 1-2 to Drake Hagan. Cats bat here in the home first, no score. Baseball here on 18 WJTS Sports. South looking for that ground ball. Hagan digs back in from the right side. Here's the pitch. Levin off and running. Ball out of the zone. Bobbled by the catcher, and it's a stolen base for Levin. Oh, Hagan, chance to drive in the first run of the game here. 2-2 the count. Hagan waits. Couch plateward. Curveball, strike 3. Had a chance to go the other way, did not do so. And the first out of the inning will bring Connor Perkins to the plate. Perkins at 286, no home runs and 2 knocked in. Or excuse me, that was Jet Springer. Perkins at 111. 1-0 to Perkins. Springer waits on deck. Base runner at second with one gone. Throw in behind the runner, and back is Levin. He singled to left on the first pitch of the bottom half of the first inning. Couch to the belt. Looks back. Kicks and deals. Popped up a mile high in the infield, out to short. Walker in front of the second base bag. Now on the first base side, and he makes the play. 2 gone. That'll bring up Springer, the third baseman, again at 286, as I said earlier, prematurely. No home runs and 2 knocked in. He has a chance to drive one in here in the bottom of the first inning. Springer deep in the box, hands held high. Third baseman held off the line and behind the bag. Popped up infield. First baseman Arnett in foul territory near the box. Makes the play, so the Wildcats wasted Levin's single. We have played through an inning. Cats nothing and the Panthers nothing. We'll take a break and we'll come back with more Wildcat baseball after this on 18 WJTS Sports.
101 Country, WBDC, your morning brain teaser.
Here's Dolly Parton now on Lunch with the Legends on 101 Country.
All right, leading things off on a Good Time Gold Saturday morning. Beezer, good morning.
Good morning, Ty.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Be sure to join me from 3 to 6 for Afternoons with Amanda.
We are 101 Country, WBDC.
Back of the ballpark as Jake McCammon, the catcher, the cleanup hitter, bats against Levin. No score. Levin throws a breaking ball. McCammon swings and misses. Levin retired the Panthers 3 up, 3 down back in the first inning. Jack works out of the full windup. Will fire it home. Pitch misses on the inside half, and the count squares at 1-1. Couch, the pitcher, on deck for the Panthers. Next pitch. Swung on and missed. One and two, Levin looks in, gets a sign from Schmidt, and will deal to McCammon. Now time called. No score, top of the second. Alvin C. Rooksur Field on the turf. Cats and Panthers. Levin fires it home. Chop foul toward the south on deck circle. And 1-2 and holding to McCammon, the catcher. Levin fires it. Dives low, and the count evens at 2-2. Play off the line in left and right with Gudorf and Dolby. Really give him the right field line. McCammon digs in, the pitch to him. Backs him off the plate, and the count runs full at 3-2. Panthers trying to get a base runner here in the top of 2. Payoff pitch. Slash foul straight back. And we'll try the 3-2 again. And Wynn kicking up toward right center field. About 375 to dead center, 325 down left and right. Curve ball out of the zone, ball 4. Levin issues the free pass, and the first base runner of the game for the South Panthers is aboard at first. Run right here. Colin Markham runs at first base with Connor Couch, the starting pitcher, getting in. Panthers with a runner at first base. They hold him on. Here's the pitch. Inside and just a bit low. See if the Panthers move him up to second base or not here. Early in the game, may try to play for the big inning. This one hit foul. One and one runner at first base. Top of two, no score. Cats in Bloomington South. Couch. Tonight's starting pitcher battles his counterpart Levin. Levin throws over. Perkins applies the late tag. Play Couch deep in the outfield. He's up there with a 1-1 count. Levin again works on the third base side of the pitching rubber out of the stretch. Brings it home. This one popped down the right field line. Doby will give it a chase down there. It's up against the wall. He'll retrieve it. Rounding second is Markham. A double off the right field wall by Couch, and the Panthers have something brewing here in the top of the second inning. Again, that wind blowing it toward the right field corner. They're going to run Connor Parker out at second base for the starting pitcher. First hit of the game for the Panther nine, and Palaio, the right fielder, will bat. So they've got a golden opportunity to draw first blood here in the top of the second inning. Levin still out of the stretch position. Runner takes his lead in foul territory. First pitch, a breaking ball to Palaio, in for a strike, and it is 0-1 to the Panther right fielder. Base runners at second and third. Both courtesy runners, one for the catcher, one for the pitcher. Levin straightens up out on the Rookser Field mound, checks the runners and comes home. This one blocked by Schmidt. Saved a run right there, and the count evens at 1-1. Wildcats with a couple of Panther base runners out there that they have to deal with. Springer comes in on the green portion of the turf here, which is the grass portion, if you will. The 1-1 pitch, and this stays upstairs, and it's 2-1. First guy walked, then Couch doubled to the corner in right field. 2-1 the count. Levin looks at the runner at third over his shoulder, fakes a throw back into second. Nothing doing out there as far as a throw is concerned. Chases the runner back. You want to keep that guy close. Possible cut down at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Not a good swing there, 2-2, so maybe Levin throws that very same pitch. Two offering. Inside 3-2. So Panthers threatening here. Winstead, the center fielder, on deck. 3-2 with first base open here and nobody out. Jack Levin looking for a punch out here. Delivery. He got that said strikeout. Big pitch there by Jack. One going. Second strikeout for the Jasper left-hander. One away for Winstead. Winstead fouls it back into the glove of Schmidt. I'm going to get some things going right here. Don't want to get two outs with those runners at second and third. He's got to put the ball in play somewhere. Levin love nothing more than another strikeout. 0-1 the count to Winstead in the 7-hole. Plateward inside. Once again, Schmidt blocked it. Count goes to 1-1. Second and third with just one out for the Panthers here. 1-1 the count. Phil Klusner going through a set of signs on the coaching line at third. Never rule out the possibility of a suicide squeeze in this situation. We'll see. The pause by Jack, the pitch plateward. Swung on and missed. And it is 1-2. Levin trying to get rid of Winstead here. 1-2, second and third for the Panthers. Levin kicks and deals. Ball popped up behind home plate. One and two still. Levin out of the stretch here. Those base runners. Looks at both of them. Throws it to Winstead. Curveball low. Evens up at 2-2 here. The break even to Winstead coming up from Levin. Sails outside. And it is 3-2. Base is open at first here with Held, the third baseman. Levin brings it home wide, and the bases are loaded. Second walk of the inning, and here comes Boston Held. Held, Dad Dan played in the Phillies minor league system with Scott Rowland. They became very good lifelong best friends, Dan Held and Scott Rowland. So Boston Held gets in, the third baseman, with the bases loaded and one gone. Dan was an assistant coach at Indiana under Jeff Mercer for a number of years before stepping away from that role. 1-0 to Held. Plateward out of the zone. Looks like Jack's having the ball slip away from him a little bit in these last few pitches. It's 2-0 to Held. No place to put him as Cooey, the left fielder, waits on deck. One out for the Panthers with the bases full here. Held slightly open at the plate from the right side. The next pitch. That hits the corner on the outside portion. It's 2-1. Bases loaded here for Bloomington South. Held. Chance to give the Panthers the lead here in the top of the second inning. Levin comes home. Misses low. 3-1 now. Good hitters count. Can he turn it around, or can Levin throw some water on this mini rally? A hold against the runner still at first base. Levin checks the runner at third and will bring the 3-1 to Held. Fouls it off his hands, and it's 3-2 with one away. Runners will not be moving. So an action pitch once again right here for Levin, and Held at the plate. Bases loaded for the Panthers. Levin kicks and deals. Held again, wastes it foul straight back. Battle here, an 8-hole hitter, Boston Held. 3-2 with one gone. Held. Chance give the Panthers the lead. Levin studies the sign from Schmidt and will bring it home. Got him. Snap throw down to first base, and they pick the runner off. Strike him out, throw him out there in the top half of the second inning. The Panther rally squelched. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. No score. Cats and Panthers. We're back with more after this. Back at the ballpark, Caden Schmidt, who cut down the base runner at first base, stands in against the pitcher Couch. This one squibbed on the ground, held at third. He vacuums it up and throws on. One up, one gone here. First pitch hitting in the bottom of the second inning for Schmidt. And that'll bring up Jack Gudorf, the Wildcat left fielder. Gudorf gets in from the right side, playing left tonight. Plays first base as well for the Cats. First pitch from Couch. Jack takes it inside, a fastball, and it's 1-0. Terry Gobert on the coaching line at third. Jeff Zink down at first for the Cats. 1-0 to Gudorf. Couch kicks and deals. Swung on and missed. One and one the count. Gudorf waits. This one tails outside. Couch out of the full windup. Popped up. Gudorf into center field. Going back on it is Winstead. He'll make a couple of steps toward right center and holds it in for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 gone for Max Butel, the Wildcat shortstop. Butel at 250, no home runs and 3 knocked in. Again, the Cats at 246 heading into the game tonight. Ball on the ground, held. Wild pickup and an even wilder throw. They get Butel at first base. Cats go quietly here in the bottom of the second inning. 2 innings in the books. No score. Cats and Panthers will step aside and have more after this on 18 WJTS Sports. Back for the top of the third, Blake Askew, the left fielder for Bloomington South. Levin and the Cat defense got out of trouble last inning with that strike him out, throw him out, or pickoff play. Panthers had the bases loaded and nobody out. Askew in the 9-hole against Levin here in the third. This one pumped in right at the knees for a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. Walker and Serdam back at the top for the Panthers here. Next pitch. That is in for a strike as well, and Levin works out ahead 1-2. He's got 3 strikeouts on the young game so far. Hit down the right field line, out of play. Again, Gudorf, Kleesner, and Doby in the outfield. Springer, Butel, Hagen, and Perkins, the infield. Caden Schmidt behind the Rookser Field plate tonight. Levin gets a sign from Schmidt and cuts it loose. He got him. Ball got in the dirt. Schmidt can't locate it. It's in front of the plate. He pounces on it. Throws high. Perkins brought it down. 1 away. Always block that ball in front of you. You got a chance. And back to the top in Reed Walker, who lined out earlier. So Walker, the Panthers shortstop. Cats at Floyd Central on Thursday night, at DuBois on Friday night up on the hill. The Jeeps got the Cats last year. 0-1. Walker up on the plate. From the right side, Levin pumps it home. Hit back up the middle. Glove backhanded by Hagen, sets his feet, throws, but the throw could not be handled by Perkins, and the Panthers have a base runner on the infield base hit right up the middle. Hagen with some good range, backhanded it, but the throw just a little bit off the mark. The second hit of the game for Bloomington South, and for the second consecutive inning, they have a base runner. He left 2 out there last inning. Serdam, the second baseman, a strikeout victim earlier. Big gap in right center field for him. Again, Doby off the line and right as well. Levin will deal with yet another base runner at first. They hold against him with Perkins. Slide step pitch low. Schmidt blocks it again. No score here in the top of the third from Rooksur Field. Bloomington South, a long-time opponent on the Wildcats schedule, dating back to the days of Hall of Fame coach Greer Warner and Coach Howard. Levin throws it over there gingerly, and back is the base runner. Perkins holds him on. Cats have the double play in order should they get a sharply hit ground ball. This one slashed back into the screen. And 1-1 the count to Serdam with Arnett, the three-hole hitter lurking on deck. Again, just a swirling wind out toward right center field. And the runner at first takes his lead. Levin once again throws it over there. Back without the diver a slide is Walker, one away. Serdam plays second for the Panthers. Levin throws it home. Curveball hangs high, and it's 2-1. Again, Mitchell Heil went 4 innings in that 2-1 victory over Shakamak. Stratton came in to pitch the last 3. 2-1. Levin brings it home. Runner takes off. Ball lofted into shallow right field. It'll get down. The base runner round second base. He was on the move anyway. Runners on the corners with one gone. Runner took off, and Doby tried to come in and field it. It took a hop on him. And once again, the Panthers with action on the bases here with back-to-back hits with one out. Third hit of the game for the South Side 9. And now you're dealing with the 3- and 4-hole hitters, not the bottom of the order, which was the case last inning. But the Cats do have the opportunity of the double play ball. This one hammered down the right field line, twisting into the corner, and it is foul. Still no indication. I think the home plate umpire said foul. It's on the home plate umpire because the base umpire's out on the bases with a one-man crew. I think Phil Klusner is just questioning. Well, they could give him a ground rule double. Now Terry Gobert's going to go out there. Terry Gobert's going to argue the case. He didn't even make an indication at first. And again, it's his call. There's no way Pace Jenkins can call that from behind the pitcher's mound. So Walker's going to score. Serdam's going to stop at third. An RBI double by Arnett, who roped it down the line in right field. If you're the umpire, be wrong or right, but emphatically make a call. He didn't make anything, and I think that's what would drive a coach nuts. And McCammon, the cleanup hitter, the catcher, will climb in. South can take a commanding lead here. In the top of the third, already one across. Big swing comes up empty on an off-speed pitch from Jack Levin. Even from up here, I mean, take your pick on them. I mean, I guess it was foul. That's what they're telling me now. 0-1. But that's not how they called it. Arnett, or McCammon, I should say, swings and misses. He's down in the count 0-2 as Jack Levin trying to put the brakes on this right here. Second and third. This is a big spot right here for the Panthers. McCammon trying to drive him in. Levin got him. Strikeout for Levin is fifth. 2 away. Connor Couch, who doubled to right field earlier. Went the other way. That wind took it toward the right field corner. It hit off the wall. Couch trying to duplicate that right here. 1-0 in the top of the third. Panthers with runners at second and third. They stranded two last inning. This one a strike at the knees from Jack Levin, the senior left-hander. Second and third, runners take their leads. Jockeying behind the runner at second. Pitch on the way is low. Panthers have out-hit the Wildcats 4-1 so far. Big gap in left center field. Gudorf will go crowd the gap in left center field right now as well. Gudorf over in that left center field gap. Levin throws it, and this one they strike at the severe knees. So Jack one pitch away from getting out of this with just a run across, and that was a questionable run. 1-2. 4 hits for the Panthers. Levin kicks and fires. Ball roped down the left field line. That's foul. Jet Springer helping make the call. Bronx cheer from the Wildcat fans on that one, but that was extremely foul. So 1-2 here to the starting pitcher, Couch. Panther runners at second and third. He'll step out momentarily. Hagan goes in behind the runner at second momentarily. The 1-2 pitch to Couch. Fastball up and out of the zone. Jasper bullpen going to get up and running as well right now. Then went 3 in the opener last week against Boonville. 2-2 the count. Big pitch right here. You don't want to go 3-2 now. Couch steps out. Panthers 1, Wildcats nothing. Pause and the pitch. Inside, gets back to the screen. Schmidt will try to chase it down, and he will not get it in time. The run will come in to score. It is 2-0. Runner goes up to third as well. So now it's 3-2 here to Couch. Panthers trying to clean that guy up at third. The payoff pitch to Couch. Chopped on the ground. Springer will have to come and get it. Fielded belt high. Throws on to Perkins to end the inning. But not before the Panthers pick up a 2 spot here in the top of the third inning. They lead after 2.5. 2-0. We'll have more Wildcat baseball after this on 18 WJTS.
103.3 The Fix is Southern Indiana's go-to radio station for must-have music hits.
I love your music!
From the All-American Rejects to Lizzo, we've got you covered.
Dude, I listen all the time.
Did we mention we also have local news, sports, and Pacers basketball?
Wow.
Your music fix, your sports fix, your fix for it all.
Oh my God, I won!
Tune in to 103.3 and get your fix today.
Today's must-have music all day.
Back at the ballpark as we head to the bottom of the second. Cats play from behind. They're down 2-0. First pitch to Ethan Young is out of the zone. 1-0. Young hits for Dalby, the right fielder here. Panthers took the lead with a 2 spot in this half inning, or the top of the inning, and Young is hit by the pitch. And he will go to first base, and that's not exactly what Couch wanted to do, stake to a 2-0 lead. That was about the last thing he wanted to do. Here comes Kipton Kleesner, the freshman center fielder for the Wildcats. Couch comes to the belt with the runner at first. Kleesner tries to bunt. Beautiful bunt. Third base side. Held will have to field it. The pitcher let Held field it, and that was a mistake. I don't know if they would have got him anyway, but Couch didn't take charge. Now the Cats with first and second, some action on the bases. He was just trying to sacrifice the man to second base, and it turned into an inning, turned into a hit. That's what you do. You put pressure on the defense. Now Phil Kleesner wants to talk it over with the entire infield here. With the top coming up in Levin, 2-0 Panthers here in the bottom of the third inning. Again, Cats have the chance to open things up here offensively for themselves. Levin sharply singled to left field on the first pitch of the bottom half of the first inning. The Cats could not score. Levin's going to bunt, pulls the bat back, takes it for a ball, 1-0. Levin trying to move the runners up to second and third, if not, reach base as well. Perfectly placed bunt would do that. Ben takes this one on the inside portion. That's a strike. And it's 1-1. Young out at second. Kleesner the runner at first. 2-0 Panthers here in the bottom of the third. Levin up on the plate from the left side. Swinging. Pops it up behind home plate. McCammon, the catcher, will drop it. Popped right out of his glove. That would have been a big out for the Panthers. It's 1-2 now to Levin. Wind kind of stopped there. It wasn't like that was blowing it around. First and second, nobody out. Levin battling his counterpart, Couch, plateward. Popped up Levin, shallow right field. In comes Polio. Basket catches. One away. Big out, though, for Couch, and here comes Hagan. Strikeout victim looking, couldn't pull the trigger on a called third strike, his first plate appearance. First two have reached for the Wildcats, a hit batsman and a perfectly placed bunt by Kleesner. One away for Hagan. Slashes it on the ground into right field past Arnett. Runner rounds third. It'll be a 2-1 game on the RBI single by Hagan. Shot it into right field. And as Coach Ray Howard would say, imagine the guy that got hit by a pitch comes in to score. Hagan drives in the Wildcat first run of the game. Third hit of the game for the Cats, and it moves the line now for Perkins, the three-hole hitter. He flew out his previous plate appearance. Perkins in that three-hole here with the runner in scoring position, a man behind that guy as well at first. Couch dangles the ball in his right hand, checks the runner at second base, and will deal to Perkins. First pitch is upstairs, 1-0. Jet Springer on deck. Cats trail 2-1. Bottom of the third inning. Panthers scored two in the top half of this frame. Couch checks the runner and comes home. This one lined into left field past a diving Walker at short. Here comes the runner rounding third. The throw trickles in. We're tied at 2 on the RBI base hit by Connor Perkins. Kleesner came in to score. Walker almost kept it into the infield on a dive. Stopping at second base is Hagan. Hits are tied at 4 here, and the inning continues for Jet Springer with 1 out. Cat runners at second and third. Springer flew out to first and foul territory, roped into left field for a base hit. 1 run will score, and it's 3-2 on the RBI single by Springer, jumping on Couch here in the bottom of the third. So Perkins is at third and Springer an RBI single. 3-2, still 1 out. Cats have taken the lead. Caden Schmidt bounced to third earlier. Fastball outside, corner at the knees, blisters in for a strike, and it is 0-1. South bullpen going to get up and running here. Runners on the corners here for Schmidt. Curveball dances in for a strike. Couch works out ahead 0-2, and he would love a strikeout in the worst way right here. He wants to get it and throw it. Couch comes to the set and throws over to first base, chasing Springer back. Perkins down at third. Springer the runner at first. 3-2 Wildcats here in the home third. Pitch on the way, inside. 1-2. One and two the count. Plateward off the fist, fouls it into the bleachers, third base side. And Schmidt will still be in there. Jack Gudorf waits on deck here with 1 gone. 3 across for the Wildcats. Couch throws over to first base with a little something on it. Perkins creeping down the line on an errant throw. He could scurry home. Always want to be alive on the bases when it's not thrown your direction. 1-2. Schmidt asks for time. The pitcher into the windup. Time. Oh, they're going to call a balk. Schmidt tried to back out, and Couch raised his hands. Now Phil Kluser's going to come out, and I wonder if Paul Arvin granted him time. Just because catcher was evidently calling time. I don't know if it was Schmidt or not. So on a balk, it is 4-2 Cats. Springer goes down to second now. Schmidt 1-2. Phil Klusner out now. Talk to his pitcher here. Going to talk it over here at the runner at second base. He just may be out there waiting for the umpire to go break it up, and he can talk to him some more. Got the whole infield in as well here. So the mound visit continues. now he's going to leave the mound. So a runner at second base at Springer. Schmidt tried to pick him up. 4 runs here in the bottom of the third inning to answer South's 2 spot in the top half of the frame. Pitch to Schmidt, hit on the ground softly towards second. Serdam picks it up, throws on for the second out of the inning. 2 away, Springer at third now with 2 away for Jack Gudorf, who flied to center earlier. First pitch to Gudorf, hits it on the ground slowly toward third. They'll pick that up in foul territory. Jack waits, Couch throws it. Sweeper in for a strike. Runner at third, 2 away. Gudorf tries to pick him up. Fouled away, catcher could not hold on. Time called, this time granted by whoever called it. Pause and pitch. Way outside, snared by the catcher McCammon. Runner at third with 2 outs for Jack Gudorf. Once again, time called. Jack waits, the pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Got him with a pitch out of the zone, but not before the Cats hit Bloomington South for a 4 spot here in the home third through 3. They lead the Panthers 4-2. We'll step aside and have more after this on 18 WJTS. Back to Rookser. Call to the pen as Keen Lamont on for Jack Levin. Levin will go play right field. Dobie out of the game. Levin 3 innings, 2 runs on 4 hits, struck out 4 and walked 2. Keen Lamont on for the second time this season. He worked 3 in a starting role against Princeton last Wednesday night. Kean throws it to Paleo, and that misses 1-0. Lamont went 3 innings of 1 hit. No run, 3 strikeout baseball in the debut in 2026. Swung out and missed. So the Panthers took a 2-0 lead in the top of the third before the Wildcats answered with 4 of their own to lead 4-2 here in the visitor fourth. Lamont kicks and deals. This one popped up a mile high to shallow left center field. Kipton Kleesner will make the one-handed grab for the first out of the inning. Jonathan Winstead will hit here. He walked and was picked off first base to end the second inning when the Panthers had him loaded with nobody out and failed to score in that inning. Lamont checks his swing and fouls it off. And the Kean Lamont signing ceremony, going to bowl at Vincennes University, one of the top college bowling programs in the country. They've had their own lanes down there forever. Basketball player as well. So Winstead gets in there once again with a 1-1 count with 1 away. Good pitch just below the knees there. Called the ball, 2-1. Held on deck. Plateward Hit down the third base line past Springer. Gutdorf going to go cut it off. Big turn by Winstead. He's going to chuck for second base. He's in with a sliding double. So a one-out double by Winstead. Just right down the third base line. Springer trying to get a glove on it. Fifth hit of the game for the Panther nine, and that'll bring up Boston Held, who struck out to start that. Strike him out, throw him out back in the second inning. Panthers had a golden opportunity to get some runs, but failed to do so. Held at the plate. Runner at second. Fouled away first base side, and Panthers now down 2. They wheel into second base, and they're going to get him. They pick him off. Lamont didn't want to throw it right away, but they got in behind him with Butel, and they cut him down. Another bad base running gaff by the Panthers. 2 away. Something about Held being in the batter's box, not good for his runners. It's the second one that he has watched get picked off. Fastball inside, and it is 1-1 to the South third baseman, Boston Held. Plateward. Sails outside. Askew on deck in the 9-hole for the Panthers. Top of the fourth inning. Kean Lamont kicks and deals. Cork back deep into left, and that's going to be extra bases. It takes a couple of hops against the wall. Gutdorf goes to retrieve it, and that's the second double of the inning, and not much to show for it so far. The Panthers a 2-out base runner. Well, that's back-to-back doubles, in fact. Askew will bat here. Held jumped all over that pitch and roped it down the left field line. So the bottom of the order with a couple of doubles here, and Askew, a strikeout victim against Levin earlier, gets in. Panthers trying to cut that lead in half right here. It's 4-2. Fastball high from Lamont. Nobody up in the cat pen after Levin went the first 3. Now Kean Lamont works from the first base side of the pitching rubber out of the stretch position. Kicks and deals. Slashed foul over the first base coach's head down the right field line. 1-1 the count. 4-2. Cats lead. Jasper 3-0 on the young season. Heading to Floyd Central Thursday night, taking on the Highlanders. Kean comes to the set. Checks the runner, and rightfully so with their base running. And now Schmidt and Lamont going to get together and talk it over as far as signs are concerned. You'll want to be extra careful with the runner at second base with the signs too. So they will talk it over, and Schmidt back behind home plate. Askew gets back in, 1-1 the count with 2 away. Lamont trying to put the brakes on this inning right here. The righty wheels back towards second, bluffs the throw. Lamont ready, throws it. Curveball finds the outside black for a strike. Good pitch right there. Not much a hitter can do with that one unless he wants to flip it into right field. Some high school hitters just can't do that. 1-2. Kean Lamont kicks and fires. Chop back to the mound. Lamont fields. Will fire to Perkins to end the inning. Panthers get a couple of guys on, but they do not score. We'll head to the home fourth. 4-2 Jasper. We're back with more after this. Back to the yard. We head to the fourth. Jasper fourth, 4-2 Wildcats. Jasper took the lead with 4 in the bottom half of the third inning. Max Butel to hit here against Couch. On for inning number 4. First pitch to the Wildcat shortstop is out of the zone, 1-0. Play him straight away in the outfield. Couch out of the full windup, throws it home. Sweeper in for a strike, and the count evens up at 1-1. Jasper will get into SIAC play next week with a couple of road games. SIAC games on Tuesday and Thursdays. This one in for a strike as well. Nothing says SIAC baseball like 2 trips to Evansville on Tuesday and Thursday. Memorial and Harrison. This one out of the zone. The Memorial game will be at Bronze Stadium. That'll be nice. U of E's home ballpark. Not at Stone Field. The 2-2. Butel hits it foul over the bleachers into the right field section of Rookser Field, and it's 2-2 and holding to the Jasper shortstop, Max Butel. Bounced to held at third his previous plate appearance, the break even. Out of the zone, runs the count full now at 3-2. Butel, Ethan Young, and Kipton Kleesner, 7, 8, and 9 in Terry Gobert's order here in the 4th inning. Butel waves at a breaking ball, and he goes down swinging, 1 away. Couch had a 3-up, 3-down inning back in the 2nd. That's been the only clean frame. Young was hit by a pitch, and that started the 4-run inning. Inside corner, Couch starting to throw that breaking ball for strikes. Left-handed hitter Young hits for Lamont now in the order. 1-1 the count here. 4-2 leaders are the Wildcats. Couch fires it home. Tied him up inside. Bailed out with the swing, and it's 1-2. Fastball high and tight there. 2-2. Play him slightly to pull in the outfield. Winstead over in right center. This one called strike, bounces into the dirt. They'll complete the strikeout. Young couldn't believe that one. Guess that goes down as a looking strikeout. He didn't want to offer it that one, and rightfully so. So 5 strikeouts for Couch, and here comes Kleesner, who dropped down a bunt. It was supposed to be a sacrifice, but he beat it out. Inside corner at the knees for a strike. Back to the top in Levin, should Kleesner get on here in the 4th. Dots the inside portion, but missed. 1-1. Panthers had a guy up earlier, but no action in the pen right now. Rifled straight back by the freshman center fielder. But he's down on the count, 1-2 here. Everybody in action tonight in DuBois County baseball-wise. Southridge on the road at Tecumseh, taking on the Braves. The Raiders will go to Castle tomorrow. The 1-2 delivery. And he fires it back into the screen. Stays alive. Wasted a pretty good pitch right there from Couch to stay alive in the batter's box. Couch in agreement with his catcher, McCammon. Now he shakes him off. Now he's ready. Throws it, drops down, misses outside. 2-2. Couch. Once again, sidearm delivery missed, and he went off the mound like he had strike 3. And usually umpires don't like that unless they were wrong. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. So Kleesner coaxes a 2-out walk here, and it turns the lineup over back to the top. That's the first walk for McCammon. He did hit a guy earlier. And Jack Levin will be the hitter. He's 1 for 2. Again, singled back in the first, went the other way. 4-2 Jasper here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Fastball high. Throw over, back in time. Lofted into left field, going back on as his cue, and he'll battle the sun to make the catch for the third out of the inning. That's always a problem out there this time of night. Wildcats get a base runner. They leave him out there. 4-2 after 4. We're back with more Wildcat baseball after this on 18 WJTS.
101 Country, WBDC, your morning brain teaser.
Here's Dolly Parton now on Lunch with the Legends on 101 Country.
All right, leading things off on a Good Time Gold Saturday morning. Beezer, good morning.
Good morning, Ty.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Be sure to join me from 3 to 6 for Afternoons with Amanda.
We are 101 Country, WBDC.
Kean Lamont in for his second inning of work. Back at the top in Reed Walker as we play here in the fifth. 4-2 Wildcats. Jack Levin went the first three. Walker shoots it down the first base line. They call it fair. It rattles around in foul territory. Levin picks it up. Walker dives into second base with a double to lead things off here. Boy, if we had some balls paint lines today. Umpires have been busy on that deal. That time the base umpire was at first base, and he was able to make that call. They usually say things that in normal circumstances before the bag is the home plate umpire, and the base umpire gets it after it crosses the bag, but that was scalded down there. Third hit given up by Lamont, and the Panthers have the tying run at the plate here with a two-hole hitter, Sir Dam, who is 1 for 2. Perkins had no shot at that one. That was past him in a big-time second. 1-0 delivery. Tied him up upstairs. He went. And the count squares at 1-1. Cats lead 4-2 here in the fifth. Kean Lamont, the second Wildcat hurler of the game. Runner at second base. Walker. Kean wheels back there. Nobody covering the bag. Walker's got a couple of hits on the game now. They bunch him up the middle with the second baseman and shortstop. Fastball misses. Now the throw gets away from Schmidt, and Lamont had to go past him, but Hagan, which good infielders will do, they'll back up the pitcher on those throws back to the mound. 2-1. Kean works out of the stretch. To the belt, plateward. Low breaking ball. 2-1 here. Cats lead 4-2. Been out hit by the Panthers 7-5 in this one. Clean baseball as far as errors are concerned. Lamont kicks and fires. High. It's ball 4. So right away, pressure on the defense here. First walk given up by Lamont. Now you're dealing with the 3-hole and 4-hole hitters for the Panthers. Arnett doubled his last time up, knocked in a run, one of the 2 runs that the Panthers have scored. Not bunting here with a 3-hole hitter up, and that hole on the right side of the infield as they hold the runner on at first. Left-handed hitters like that. You can get it on the pull side. Lamont fires it. Fouled a mile high out of play, first base side over the bleachers down there towards Sarah's place. And it's 0-1 to Luke Arnett. Cats have played some wild games with South, especially back in the Winslow Park days. Coldest place on earth. No running water, no... Lucky enough to have electricity out there back in the day before they got to playing on their school field on campus there, which is really nice now, especially with the turf. Lamont will look back towards second. back and forth type of games. They've usually, again, fielded good teams. A lot of athletes. Again, they're going to play behind the runner now. Perkins let Lamont know that so he doesn't throw over. Fastball misses outside. 1-1. So Arnett, left-handed hitter against the righty Lamont. Comes set, checks the runner once, and comes home. Misses with a breaking ball. Doesn't look like they're challenging Arnett here with any fastballs. 2-1. Runner gets a decent lead at first. You get as much as the first baseman will let you with him playing behind him. Got in on him that time. It left it up. So now you're licking your chops if you're Arnett. 3-1 with runners at first and second. And nobody out here in the top of the fifth. See what Lamont does. 3-1 pitch to Arnett. Runner's bluff going. And this one roped down the right field line, and that is into the corner. This time it is foul. At least that's what they call a man, oh man. Not going to be more chalk flying with turf, but man, they've painted the right field line, the left field line. Ball was corked down there. So now it's 3-2 to Arnett. So a loud strike right there, and Lamont will now deal with Arnett with a full count with runners still at first and second. Got in on him, and he dropped the bat head and hooked it down the right field line. Lamont in the stretch, as you can see. They throw in behind the runner at second, and it's back in time as the throw. Chase Butel to the first base side of second on that pickoff throw. So they really play Arnett to pull. Big gap in left center field between Kleesner and Gudorf. That's about as severe as the Wildcats will play a hitter. Outside, and the bases are full of Panthers here. On back-to-back free passes issued by Lamont. Brian Kirchhoff may come out. Yes, he is. He's coming out to the mound to converse with Kean Lamont and the rest of the infield here. Just the top of the fifth inning, game about an hour and a half old here at Rookser Field. So the mound visit over by BK. He's back to the first base dugout with now the cleanup hitter, McCammon. So McCammon gets in. He's the south catcher in the cleanup spot. Base is full of Panthers with nobody out here in the top of the fifth. Cats on top, 4-2. Curveball. Hit high down the right field line. Guess what? Toward the line. Levin will go over, make the catch. That'll chase home a run. They throw it back into the infield, and everybody tags up. It's 4-3. Now it's second and third. So McCammon, first pitch swinging, gets it into the outfield for the RBI. And here comes Couch, who doubled and bounced to third. Two more guys out there, though, against Lamont. Still with one gone. Curveball misses. 1-0. Panthers trying to battle back here. Down 4-3 now. Kean Lamont, second Wildcat pitcher of the game. He came in for Levin, who went 3 early season. This one, Goff foul toward the on-deck circle, third base side. One and one here. Lamont will study the sign and will deal the 1-1. Hit on the ground towards third. Springer up with it. He's going to come home. They're going to nail the guy at the plate. Second out of the inning. And guy just took off towards home. He didn't have to go. And fielder's choice for Couch. He's at first base. Arnett goes to third. So another perplexing base running situation for Bloomington South. 2 away now. Runner still at third for Paleo. Springer was going to go to first, but guy broke off third and he smoked him at the plate. 4-3, Cats still on top. Panthers again, golden opportunity to string some runs together, but doesn't look like so far. Runner takes off from first. Now they're going to try the first and third play, and they're going to give up second base. Try to get in a run down to get that guy home. Teams like to do that, and Schmidt just let him go. Would have tied the game had the Cats not played that like they're supposed to. But it is second and third now. Hit would give the Panthers the lead, most probably. Paleo, the right-handed hitter, waits into the dirt. Schmidt blocks it. 1-1. Catchers like this turf a little better than normal dirt. Not digging much out, unless that ball is the 58-footer sometimes. The 1-1 from Kean Lamont. Curveball inside, hung. Lucky for him it wasn't out over the plate. And it's 2-1 to the Panther right fielder. 4-3, Cats lead here on the top of the fifth. Lamont trying to end the inning right here. Pitch. Hit like a bullet into center field for a base hit. Kleesner charges, runner rounds third. Here comes the throw back in. It's cut, and the Panthers do take that 5-4 lead on a 2-out single right through the box off the bat of Keegan Paleo. Could have been a lot worse had they not ran themselves into the situation. Boy, those 2-out hits, whether it be high school or the big leagues, are deflating or they pick you up. Here comes Winstead with a runner at first. This one pumped in for a strike. Eighth hit of the game for the Panthers. They've out-hit the Cats. 8-5 now lead in this seesaw battle, 5-4. Runner still at first. Lamont throws over, chases him back, and he dives back in. This one in for a strike. Lamont will throw it. That is up. 1-2 here. Panthers with a 3 spot here in the top of the fifth inning. Hold the runner on at first base with 2 outs. Takes off. Pitch in. Throw down to second base. First base side is second. And there's a strikeout anyway. So they get the strikeout to end the inning, but not before the Panthers strike for 3. Here on the top of the fifth, they lead Jasper 5-4. We'll step aside and have more after this. Back for the bottom of the fifth. The Panthers of Bloomington South take a 5-4 lead as we head to the home fifth. Hagen, Perkins, and Springer the hitters. Cat bullpen getting up and going down the right field line as well here. Corbin Dalton goes into play right field for the Panthers. Drake Hagan bats here. Hagan an RBI single his last time up. Couch has gone the full way. Now they're going to get a guy up in their pen. They had one up earlier. Cool night here at Rookser Field. It's the first cold night that we've had. Uncharacteristically, usually get them early, then it warms up as we go, but I think going to get a break here toward the rest of the weekend, or the week into the weekend. Next pitch. Hagan takes it for a strike on the outside corner. Couch throws it. Hagan pops it up. First base side. Trio of Panthers chase it, and it's going to bounce idly down there. And the count evens at 2-2 to the Wildcats' second baseman, Drake Hagan. This one cut out and missed, and Hagan goes down swinging here to begin the fifth. Fifth strikeout for Couch. Connor Perkins will bat. He knocked in a run with a base hit earlier. Fastball blisters in for a cold strike. And it's 0-1. Couch gets it and throws it. Not much wasted time out there. Fires the next one. Hit wide of the bag at third toward the south bullpen down the left field line. And quickly, Perkins down on the count 0-2 like he's got somewhere to go. Taps the plate. Couch gets the sign from McCammon and cuts it loose into the dirt. So Springer waits on deck. It is 1-2 here. Fastball misses. 2-2. One away, nobody on for Jasper here in the bottom of the fifth inning. So like that, he got down in the count. Now he battles back. It's 3-2. Next pitch. Misses. Ball 4. So with one away, here comes Jet Springer, who knocked in a run as well. 1 for 2. Pause and pitch. And that hit him. Ball 4. So first and second. Maybe that'll accelerate the bullpen action for Bloomington South. Caden Schmidt will stand in. First and second here. With one gone, Jasper trails 5-4. Schmidt has grounded out a couple of times against Couch. Fouls it off first base side. And Couch works ahead 0-1. South took a 2-0 lead in the third. Jasper battled back to take a 4-2 lead in the bottom of the third. And the Panthers with 3 here in the top half of this inning. Couch breaks contact with the Rookser Field mound, and Schmidt backs out momentarily as well. First and second with one away. Couch fires it home. Outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-2 to the Wildcat catcher, Caden Schmidt. Jack Gudorf lurks in the on-deck circle here. Plateward outside. One and two. A pause in the pitch. Fastball out of the zone. Schmidt battling back in the count. It's 2-2 here. If he loses this guy, I'm sure Phil Klusner might make a change. We'll have to see. Schmidt in a battle here. The 2-2 delivery. Called third strike outside corner. Good pitch right there. Schmidt thought about offering at it, but just couldn't pull the trigger. And here comes Jack Gudorf with a couple of guys out there. Extra base hit would chase both of them home and regain the lead for the Wildcats. See what Jack can do. 0 for 2 in the proceedings so far. Right-handed hitter, hands back. Popped up, lunged at it, fouled it off. Oh, and 1. Gudorf with runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. 0 and 2. Oh and 2. Gudorf stares out at the pitcher couch with Cat runners at first and second and 2 away. The next pitch. Swung on and missed to end the inning. 5-4. Panthers on top. Cats leave a couple of guys out there. We'll head to the 6th. We're back with more after this. Back at the ballpark, we head to the 6th. 5-4. Panthers on top. Jack Klemper becomes the third Wildcat pitcher of the night. Klemper, his second appearance. He went 4 innings in that game against Princeton. 1 hit, 1 run. He'll face Boston Held to lead things off. Keel Lamont went 3 innings, gave up a couple of runs on 4 hits, struck out 1 and walked 2. Held doubled his last time up for the Panthers. They had back-to-back doubles and did not score back in the 4th. Scored their 3 in the 5th, though. 1 and 0 here. Next pitch, out of the zone. Next pitch to Held in for a strike. Held, gets back in. Klemper throws it and walks him. Walks the leadoff man here, the 8-hole hitter in the top of the 6th. Blake Askew will bat here. Runner at first base, tries to bunt, pulls the bat back, ball pops out of Schmidt's glove. Brian Kirchhoff out to the mound here. Panthers trying to add on to a 5-4 lead here. Askew, the 9-hole hitter with the runner at first base, maybe trying to give himself up here. Try to get some insurance runs. One 0 pitch, bunting again. Bunts at first base side. Good bunt. Perkins will have to get him or dive, or not even dive, but reach, and it's an infield single on a bunt. Looked like it might be going foul. Perkins fielded it in fair territory, then tried to reach, and not much he could do with that situation. So first and second and nobody out. So once again, Coach Kirchhoff out to the mound here. He's going to get the ball from Klemper. And we'll have a new Wildcat pitcher here in the top of the sixth. 5-4 our score. We'll take a break. We'll tell you about the new Wildcat hurler right after this.
Providing news, sports, interviews, meetings, and presentations, community events, information, and local resources to you. All from the comfort of where you choose to watch, read, or listen. Whether you're at home, at work, or on the go, we'll be there for you. 18 WJTS. Local people watching local people, and more.
Back to the ballpark. We play here in the sixth. The Panthers' first two guys have reached. Call to the pen. Andrew Stratton on for the third time. Last pitched on Friday. 3 innings of 1 hit. No run baseball in that 2-1 win over Shakamak. Fourth Wildcat pitcher of the night. Leadoff man for Bloomington South. Ball bunted right at Springer. He clutches, throws on to first base, and they keep the foot on the bag at first with Perkins. That moves the runners to second and third. Right away, Walker sacrificing. So second and third for Sir Dam, the 2-hole hitter who is 1 for 2. 5-4 Panthers here in the top of the sixth inning. Curveball inside, backed him off. Little chilly, didn't want to get hit by the pitch, although it was a breaking ball. Infield in for the Cats. Ball corked into the left center field gap. That's going to be trouble. They chase it up near the wall. Kipton Kleesner picks it up. 1 run will score. Here comes another, a 2 RBI double off the bat of Sir Dam as he ambushed that pitch and took it to the boards in left center field. So Dam just powered that one to the power alley in left center field. 7-4, and a runner still at second base with Arnett, left-handed hitter. In the 3-hole, he's doubled home a run earlier. Stratton throws it out of the zone. 1-0. Sir Dam, early count swinging right there against the new reliever. Popped up left field. Gudorf waits for it to come down. Makes the catch for the second out of the inning. 2 away for McCammon, the cleanup hitter. Panthers with 10 hits on the game. They'd love to pick this one up here with 2 outs. They got a big 2-out hit earlier. Pitch out of the zone. Runner's going to take off towards third. Safe. Ball bounced into third. I think that caught everybody by surprise. Usually, unless the pitcher's not paying attention, you don't swipe third. You're already in scoring position with 2 outs, but Serdam got into third. Now a pass ball, anything can score him, I guess. Curveball, a hammer in for a strike from Andrew. He's out ahead 0-2, wanting to end this inning and see what the Wildcat bats can do. It's 7-4 here, Panthers. Plateward, fastball high. Next delivery, hit up the middle. Butel out near the bag, scoops it up, throws on to end the inning. But the Panthers add on with a 2 spot here in the 6th. They lead Jasper 7-4. We'll have more Wildcat baseball after this on 18 WJTS Sports. Back to the ballpark as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Cats trail now 7-4. New pitcher on for Bloomington South, and Butel hits a scalding rocket past Walker at short on the first pitch of the bottom of the 6th. Oliver, a senior, in relief of Couch, who went 5 innings of 4-run, 5-hit baseball, struck out 8, walked 3, and hit 1. 6th hit of the game for the Cats here. Young, the designated hitter, will bat here. Cats down 7-4. Game about 2 hours old. It's with these games now here in 2026, they last a long time. 1-0. Young waits. Pitch out of the zone. So Couch pitched pretty well for Bloomington South. Again, they had a tournament up at South this past weekend that Forest Park played in. Kind of a round-robin deal. Coach Klusner was talking about Forest Park senior Jackson Leakin sitting around 94-95 in the game that he pitched up there against Bloomington South. Leakin heading to Indiana to pitch for the Hoosiers. Said he was very impressive. Runner at first base, nobody out. Pitch in for a strike. So long story short, Bloomington South used some pitchers over the weekend. With turf, they were able to get some of their games in that deal. Jasper washed out against Greencastle, the 3-1 to Young, and that's ball 4, first and second. So a single and now a walk from Oliver, and that'll bring up Kleesner. Cats down 7-4. See down 3 if they're asking Kleesner to sacrifice. He did earlier and beat it out for a hit. It's tricky on the third baseman because he's got a runner at second base. Kleesner bunts, pops it up behind home plate, but that's going to be up against the wall back here. So if you're at third base, you can't creep in too much, or that guy from second will run in right behind you. 0-1 here. Runner at first, runner at second, nobody out here in the 6th. Pitch on the way. Kleesner pulls the bat back and takes it for a ball. Panthers have out-hit the Cats 10-6. Lead 7-4 to the boys from South Walnut. Pitch. Kleesner bunts it. Foul. A bad bat angle, and it's fouled away. Once again, Bloomington South with another guy up in the pen. Cats have worked their way through 4 pitchers. Cats are off tomorrow, but then at Floyd on Thursday. Then Du Bois up on the hill on Friday night. Chiefs beat the Wildcats last year here at Rooksor Field. The 1-2. Ball gets away. McCammon will throw to third. Everybody's safe, including the trail runner down at second base, Young. So second and third here with nobody out. Pitch. Kleesner hits it into shallow left field for a base hit. That'll make it 7-5. An RBI single the other way by Kleesner. Driving in Butel. Took it the other way. So Oliver gives up a run. So back at the top in Levin with runners on the corners here. Phil Kleesner out to the mound here. Bring the infield in as well. The Wildcat hitters will get to talk it over. Base runners as well. Oliver again in relief of Couch, who went 5. So they're going to go to the pen. We're going to have a new Bloomington South pitcher, it looks like, here with the Cats threatening down 7-5 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. We'll step aside and have more after this. Back to the ballpark as Paleo comes on. Cats with runners on the corners with nobody out. 7-5 here in the bottom of the 6th. Bloomington South on top. Levin squares the bunt and takes it for a strike. So the wheels are in motion here. Young at third, Kleesner at first after driving in a run, chasing Oliver out of the game. Plateward fouls it back into the glove, and Jack down on the count. 0-2 here. Runners at first and third. Levin waits. Paleo throws it. Runner off and running. Paleo's going to shovel onto first base. Runner's going to try to come into home, and he is gunned down. Did he miss him? He missed him. Now he's going to try to tag Young, and he's out of the baseline. Cats kind of run themselves out right there. They threw on to first, and then Terry Goer's telling Paul Arvin about the base runner trying to get around the catcher here. So 2 away now. Paleo looked like he didn't know the guy was at third and just wheeled over there. So 1 gone and 2 gone in the same situation. The runner Kleesner up at third for Hagen at 7-5. Here's the pitch. Out of the zone. Pitch on the way to Hagen is low. We play here in the bottom of the 6th, 7-5 Bloomington South. Cats with a base runner at third, tying run at the plate in Drake Hagan. Pitch from Palaio. Ball popped up in the infield right side, or going to drift into the outfield. A couple of Panthers chase it, and it's the right fielder Dalton making the catch to end the inning. Wildcats get one back. They trail 7-5 heading into the seventh. We'll step aside and have more after this.
103.3 The Fix is Southern Indiana's go-to radio station for must-have music hits.
I love your music.
From the All-American Rejects to Lizzo, we've got you covered.
Dude, I listen all the time.
Did we mention we also have local news, sports, and Pacers basketball?
Wow.
Your music fix, your sports fix, your fix for it all.
Oh my God, I won!
Tune in to 103.3 and get your fix today.
Today's must-have music all day.
Back of the ballpark as Connor Couch will step in. He was the starting pitcher. He went 5 innings. So Stratton on here for the Wildcats. Came in last inning after Kleesner did not retire a batter, or Klemper, I should say. Cats down 7-5 heading to the seventh here. Bloomington South at the plate. 2-1 the count to Couch, Palaio, and Winstead to follow here. Panthers trying to add on. Ball popped up. Shallow right. Going over is Levin. He'll make the catch. Drifted a little bit with that wind blowing out. One away. Palaio will stand in. He's now on the mound. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Pitch in for a strike. Stratton ready. Fires it, ball chopped foul. Stratton works out of the full wind. Curveball dives outside. Oh, 2 delivery. Or a 3-2 delivery, I should say. It's looked up on the board as they cleared it. So 1 out free pass issued by Stratton. Jonathan Winstead will stand in. Going to run at first base here. Connor Parker. So a runner at first base with 1 out. Cats are down 7-5. Due up for the Cats in the seventh. It'll be Perkins, Springer, and Schmidt. Pitch out of the zone. 1-0. Cats have been out hit 10-7 in this one. Panthers got 3 in the 5th and 2 in the 6th. Big swing that time. 1-1. Throw back. 1-1 the count. Runner takes off. Here's a throw by Schmidt. Good peg. Short hops, though, and it's a runner at second base with 1 away. Pitch on the way. Curveball in for strike 3. Good pitch by Stratton. Here comes Held. With 2 away. Held and doubled earlier in the game. This one popped down the left field line toward the bullpen. Long run for Jack Gudorf, and it will bounce around down there. Throw in behind the runner, back. Popped up, shallow left center. Gudorf ranging in, sliding catch from Jack to end the inning. Wildcats will come to the plate, down 2 here in the 7th. We'll take a break and have more after this. Back of the ballpark as Connor Perkins will lead things off here for the Cats in the 7th. Jasper down 7-5, have been out hit 10-7 in this one. Perkins steps out. First pitch is low to him. Perkins an RBI single earlier. Paleo pours this one in for a strike, and it's 1-1. South leads 7-5. Jasper 3-0 on the season. Panthers trying to get a big road win here. Paleo fires it in for a strike, and it's 1-2. Righty. Paleo works out of the stretch even with nobody on base. Perkins waits the pitch. Tails outside. Cats just trying to get a base runner. 2-2. Next pitch. Called third strike outside corner. 1 away. Paleo with a good delivery there. Here comes Jet Springer. He's knocked in a run as well in this game. 1 for 2 with a walk. 7-5, Panthers on top. Here's the pitch. Springer takes it on the outside corner. Paleo working that outside portion. 0-1 here. Plateward dives outside. A kick and the deal. Waved over that one. 1-2. 7-5 Panthers. Cats with 1 away and the bases clean. Cat third baseman Jet Springer at the plate. Outside, check swing. He did not go. 1-2 here. Wind and fire. Springer pops it into shallow left, and it will be dumped in there for a base hit. That'll bring the tying run to the plate here in Caden Schmidt. Springer able to get it in there, and Schmidt will bat. Still with just one out. Third pitcher of the evening for the Panthers, Paleo. Schmidt pops it up behind third. Held gives way to the shortstop, Walker. He makes the play. So here comes Jack Gudorf here with 2 away. Gudorf checks his swing there. Did not go. So runner at first with Gudorf at the plate. Cats down 7-5. Paleo fires it to Gudorf. Takes it for a strike. 1-1 to Jack here. Trying to move that base runner. Gudorf, the tying run at the plate. Runner at first with 2 away. Jack takes it for a ball. Paleo out of the stretch. Gudorf gets back in. Cats down 7-5. Base runner at first. Pitch to Jack. Outside, out of the zone. So Gudorf trying to keep the train moving here. 7-5 Jasper trails. Runner at first base with 2 outs. Pitch on the way from Paleo. And that gets in on him, first and second. So the go-ahead run comes to the plate for Max Butel. Gudorf walks. So Butel at the plate here. Play behind the runner at first. Runner at second base. Butel waits. Paleo. Fastball tails outside. Paleo. Checks the runner at second. Throws it. Misses. Good pitch there by Paleo. Barely missed. It's 2-0 to Butel. Young on deck. Butel represents the winning run. Ball in the gap would chase 2 home. Here's the pitch. 3-0. Paleo laboring out there to this hitter, Butel. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, the bases are loaded. So Young will hit here. The base is still loaded. Base hit will tie the game. So Phil Klusner out to the mound to talk it over once again. So the Mound Conference continues here. So Ethan Young here for the Cats. Bases loaded. Jasper down 7-5. Paleo throws it outside corner for a strike. Cats have had them loaded here. Young trying to get a base hit and plate the game winner. With an extra base hit, this one pumped in for a strike, and he's quickly down 0-2. Bases full of Cats. Young, left-handed hitter up on the plate against Paleo. Will kick and deal. Outside, didn't get him to bite. Kleesner on deck. 1-2 Paleo with the infield back deep for Bloomington South. Here's the pitch. Inside. 2-2. Young trying to move things along here. You have to protect, but you don't want to chase out of the zone. It's a tough situation. Bases loaded. Tying run at second. Winning run at first. Young waits. Paleo kicks and deals. Low. Now the merry-go-round will go. 3-2, 2 outs. Young steps out momentarily, and if you're a runner, you got to make him throw it plateward. You don't want to get picked off the bases. Young, 3-2. 2 outs, bases loaded. Here go the runners. Ball 4, and it's 7-6. And here comes Kleesner. And a base hit will win it. So Young coaxes a walk, and here comes Kleesner. He singled home a run earlier. He also singled earlier. And Bloomington South will change pitchers here. It looks like. Freshman Kipton Kleesner will come to the plate, but first, a pitching change. We'll step aside. We'll have more right after this. Back to the ballpark. New pitcher on for Bloomington South. Caleb Oliver with freshman Kipton Kleesner at the plate. Bases loaded. Cats down 7-6. Here's the pitch to Kleesner. It's low. 2 outs. No place to put him. Make it, I should say, Morris on. Oliver pitched earlier. Morris on. Base hit will win it for Jasper. Trailed 7-5 coming into this inning. Here's the pitch from Kleesner, or to Kleesner. Fouls it back right on it. Freshman at the plate here. 1-1. Cat runners at every base, but the runner at first, not much doing there. Second and third. Tying and go-ahead runs. Kleesner, the left-handed hitter. Curveball upstairs. Ball 4 would walk in the tying run. Kleesner digs back in. Big gap in right center field. Morris kicks and deals. Kleesner takes a fastball right down central. He's down on the count. Or actually squared in the count, 2-2. Morris, the righty. Fourth pitcher of the game for Bloomington South. Kleesner waits. The break even. Called third strike right down the middle, and the Panthers win it. 7-6, foiling the Wildcat comeback bid. Cats drop it here. 7-6 here at Rooksor Field. 7 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for South. 6 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for the Wildcats. Jasper 3-1 on the season. They will head to Floyd Central on Thursday night, and we'll have it for you here on 18 WJTS later on at 10. For Jeremy Marcos, I'm Kurt Gutgsell. Once again, repeating the final score, Bloomington South 7, Jasper 6. Good night, everybody.